Alright, so today we're going to be continuing with some more Ghost of Tsushima on the PlayStation 5. And we're going to be continuing with the story once again. Just right off the bat, we are here...
The ghost!
Oh, yes. Yes, we are the ghost. Sorry, I scared you so much. Yeah, so we're going to be continuing the story. Ishikawa... I'm actually going to turn the... I think the volume's fine. So... last time we ended off with a random mission and an Ishikawa mission. We're going to start off with some more Ishikawa missions.
Take whatever you want.
I'm not a thief.
Everyone knows you're attacking caravans. The ghost and the demon Sensei.
Sensei Ishikawa? That's a lie.
I've heard you myself.
Heard us? When?
Not long ago. Tearing up the road like starving wolves.
Someone's given us a bad name. Man, we can't get a break.
Sensei Ishikawa and I being blamed for highway robbery. Head north. Find out who's responsible.
Someone's out here making us look like common bandits, and I don't like that because we have a lot of prestige. We've done a lot of cool things in this playthrough. And now someone's trying to tell us, no, we're scum. I don't like it. I was gonna say, so where are we going? Okay, just ride north like we're doing, okay.
Stand and fight!
Double swordsman. 1, 2, we have a ghost dance now. And I'm well aware that I've been calling it a ghost dance instead of a ghost stance. And that is just because ghost dance sounds better in my opinion. Even though it is a stance. I'm taking their horse. It's mine. Wait, did they have anything? Yeah, they did actually. Okay, for real, do we have like a quest marker for this? Resume tail. Why is it over there? It said to ride north. I'm taking this other horse. Whoa, 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 there's stuff here. Yeah, this town has some good supplies. Oh, we don't need any of that. Ooh, well, we're getting bombs, which is good. I didn't realize we were low on bombs. Jeez, that thunder was loud. At least for me in my headset, that I was like, maybe I want to turn the volume down. It's kind of loud in my headset, but I don't know if that'll mess up any audio that's being recorded, so I'm just being like, nope, we're just gonna go on with this. So he's out in this field. Oh, they're wandering. Okay. That's a little unusual. I don't find... there's not too many, like, wandering quests, I don't think.
Sounds like trouble.
Oh, never mind. They're just holed up on a tower.
You're welcome, Sensei.
What are you doing out here, man?
You're the ghost.
What happened here?
His caravan was ambushed.
Lots of attacks lately. People say you're stealing supplies. Or sided with the Mongols.
Rest easy. I'll discuss this with Lord Sakai.
Tomoe is behind this.
She sows paranoia and fear. Attacking caravans, blaming us. I caught up to his group too late. Saved him, but not the others.
Where was he ambushed?
Close. Why?
Find the ambush site. Track the rest of Tomoe's group to their camp.
That makes sense.
What's wrong?
Nothing. She has me off balance.
We'll put an end to that.
Rest here. Eat the food I gave you, and wait a while before you leave.
Thank you, Sensei.
Show me where he was ambushed.
I was gonna say, you want to get on your horse, man?
How did you find me?
Ah, you know,
combat
there's a
being
quest
chased.
marker. I tried finding you myself, but that didn't really work.
When I caught wind of a merchant chancing a supply run, I followed.
We're here to find and destroy Tomoe's training camp. But the safety of the island is our priority.
I don't see how those conflict. I was trying to save that convoy.
You could have easily caught up to them. You used them as bait.
So what if I did?
That's a dangerous path to travel, Sensei.
Tomoe betrayed everything I taught her. Then she betrayed me. And after me, her home. I'll hunt her past the horizon if I must.
Faster, quicker.
There's the convoy.
And more victims of Tomoe. Let's see what we can learn. No other survivors.
Japanese and Mongol arrows.
Of course. It's a warning to the people of Kushi.
From Tomoe.
From Lord Sakai and Sensei Ishikawa. No travel is permitted on these roads. On pain of death.
Crude, but effective.
They took off down the road.
And we'll find them. This is the last time Tomoe and her men will ambush anyone in Kushi Prefecture. Come. Hurry! Dismount here. Quickly. There's no time to scout the camp.
Now who's rushing in with his hakama half-tied?
Hey, I'm over here.
Okay, well, I'm up here. Follow me. Ishikawa, please. Up. Choo.
Why is she here alone?
Because it's a trap.
You're going to be all right.
Oh, no. No, please. No.
We're here to help.
She said,
Tomoe? What did she say?
she said I could live until the samurai came.
Well, I'm sorry. I know she just died, but honestly, the timing and like the way that was delivered was kind of hilarious to me. Just she said I could live until the samurai came. Instantly, fire arrow to the back. Instantly. Just, it's almost like a Hallmark movie. Oh, that was funny. Hey, Jin, pull out your bow, please. Thank you. From where? Oh, way up there. Thank you, Ishikawa.
Sakai.
Tomoe set a trap for us, and we walked right into it.
I spoke with her 2 days ago.
Tomoe?
The captive. Heard her talking about a Japanese woman she saw with the Mongols. I asked her to find out where they were camped and report back.
You did what?
It could have gone the other way. We'd be standing over Tomoe's body instead.
You talk about what it means to be a warrior. How Tomoe undermines that. But you and she are the same.
You expect us to be perfect. Your uncle, me, Masako Adachi. But only a child expects perfection of his elders.
Finish your thought, Sensei.
We all carry weapons. We all choose between life and death.
And you're too comfortable with that power.
And if I weren't, I would be dead. And so would you, Ghost.
Not everyone can be a samurai.
But we're all killers. We still have a camp in Otsuna to deal with.
Oh, that was the whole mission. Okay. That was kind of short, in my opinion. It was good. It was rather short. I have a lot of points to use. It was a very brief tracking mission, and then an ambush, and that was it. Okay. I guess we're moving on to the next one, which is actually right over there. Like I said at the beginning, we're kind of gonna just be plowing through a lot of these as much as we can today. I'm enjoying the crap out of these. If I'm not, that's the thing. If I'm not talking, then my focus is completely on the game, and I'm having a good time. So, I got a lot of what I wanted to talk about out last time, which was just a few days ago. It's the New Year's. It's New Year's Day while I'm recording this, so... Hooray! It is now 2025. Next year it will be 2026, and the year after will be 2027. Last year was 2024. Years don't mean a whole lot when you add up what they actually are. I could say it's 2005, and it wouldn't matter. So, yeah, it's 2025. I hope the year goes well. We'll see. Last night, I continued my Disney live CG study, as I'm calling it. I'm watching through a lot. If you didn't watch the last part and didn't watch, like, the literal 20-minute to half-hour, however long it took, monologue about what I'm doing with not re-examining, just examining the live-action and CGI movies that Disney's put out over the past 10 years. That includes anything that's just live-action, like the Christopher Robin movie, Saving Mr. Banks, the Mary Poppins sequel that they put out. Then there's just the CGI movies that they've been putting out that are generally remakes. There's a few sequels, like Alice Through the Looking Glass is a new one. It's a sequel to the Alice in Wonderland Tim Burton movie. But there's a lot of remakes, like Pete's Dragon and Aladdin and things like that. I've been watching through all these things. Last night I continued with The Lion King, and yes, this is all a form of self-torture. I'm keeping a graph, and I have pages upon pages and pages of notes that I'm just writing down. Honestly, writing down the notes takes like an extra 20 minutes to half hour of watching each of these movies. Because I'm something's gonna happen on the TV while I'm watching it, and then I pause it, and then I just write down like a paragraph of notes. Another 5 minutes goes by, pause the TV, write down another paragraph of notes. I have pages on pages of notes for each of these movies. And that's just what I'm doing. I'm just like studying, like, okay, is this actually a good or bad movie? None of them are good so far. Some of them are fine. Well, most of them are fine. Only a handful of them are just completely terrible. And I talked much more about that last time. But I did watch a bad one last night, right after New Year's happened. So the first thing I did for this year is watch the Lion King remake from 2019. And it is, in a word, a real remake. That doesn't mean it's good. It's bad. It's worse than Aladdin, in my opinion, which Aladdin is the third worst movie I've seen out of all these. The worst two were Dumbo and the Pinocchio remakes. Lion King would actually be the one above those, because it's completely watchable. It is modestly, almost, in some sequences, shot-for-shot, verbatim, just complete CGI remakes of the original movie from 1994. Or 5, I forget. Pocahontas came out around then, too. I think it was 94. And this Lion King remake is the driest. It's honestly one of the most driest movies that I've ever seen. It is just a dead, empty remake of the original Lion King. Yeah, it's verbatim a lot of shot-for-shot. A few scenes are a little just kind of tonally changed, and I think that has to do more with the actors. The actors were not really good in this movie. The voice actors, they say their lines like I had my hand on my head during the "Long Live the King" throw scene with Scar and Mufasa because of how bad it was executed. It was terrible. So, let me just pull up my notes on that real quick since we're here. Since we're here in the moment. So, Aladdin, where are we at? Lion King. Yeah, so here we go. I'm just going to list off some of what I wrote down. We start off with a suspiciously new 2D Disney castle intro, which honestly looks more like the Nara Dreamland castle in China. Or Japan. I forget. I think it's in China, ? I know what that castle looks like. It's an abandoned bootleg Disneyland park. And for some reason they changed the castle for the intro to look like that, kinda. I don't know why. It doesn't look like Disney Castle to me. The intro song, the first song, is a literal shot-for-shot remake, which is pretty creatively lazy. They didn't take advantage of anything to do with the new way they could maybe do some cinematography with it. It is just a direct shot-for-shot CGI redo of the intro. It's like, it's impressive in a coordination way with all the CGI models and the way it looks, but is it doing anything? No. Rafiki lacks his staff. That was a very annoying thing to see as a first-off impression. I was like, oh, they literally just have Rafiki as just some random baboon, and he doesn't even have his staff or anything. This is me just talking to myself for this. They are going to try so hard to make these CGI animals look expressive and emotive, aren't they? Honestly, I didn't write anything to follow that up, but they didn't really. There were a few moments where they kinda tried something like. You could tell in the subtleties that the animation team tried to make the animals' mouths maybe a little more expressive, or their eyes a little more expressive, but you can't really do that well on a hyper-realistic CGI animal face. It's not like a human face where you can kind of do that. It just doesn't really work. They all just look like animals. They don't have very expressive facial structures. So trying to make it look like an animal is surprised or something like that has a very, very intensely limited range. So I was thinking like this is going to be a real test on them if they can do that. And they didn't do it. They did not. Rafiki's ritual fruit at the beginning that he smears on Simba's head is replaced with a root for some reason. Which later on I write that they go to his tree later on and it shows he has those fruits still in his tree. He just doesn't use them for some reason. I'm like, why would you replace that pointlessly? Rafiki sits down and holds Simba up. Yeah, he doesn't like stand up and like hold Simba over everybody like he does in the original. He just sits down casually like he's your grandpa or something and just kind of holds the lion forward. And that's it. That's what did I write? It totally removes the iconic and powerful imagery of for just another afternoon with Uncle Rafiki. It's just like, yeah, it's just like so casual as a start for the movie, and it's so like tone deaf of what any of the grandeur and imagery of the original had. It's just like, what are you doing? Right. Yeah, this is still like the first 5 minutes of the movie, by the way. So this stuff just goes on and on and on. What was I trying to get at? Yeah, they like, for some reason, expand on the jungle stuff with Timon and Pumbaa. They add in a ton of animal characters when kind of the point of the jungle itself with Timon and Pumbaa is that they're the only ones out there. In the original movie, they're kind of like in their own little... They're in their own little world, but for some reason in this one they added in a bunch of bootleg, I hate to phrase it like this, but like Land Before Time extra characters, just like these random side characters who add nothing to the story or plot. They don't really even have names. They're just there to be like voices and ambience, but they're played off as like extra friend characters for Timon and Pumbaa in the jungle. And I don't get it. I don't get why they chose to. I feel like they just needed to use the budget that they had for more CGI animals or something. Really weird decisions. They messed up the hyenas. Now Shenzi, the girl hyena, is like the leader of the pack. She's not just like the leader of the other two, the trio. The trio's gone. The trio, it's not what's-his-face Ed and Shenzi anymore. It's just Shenzi, and they replaced the other two guys with like these two new ones. But even then, they're not really a trio, because Shenzi is barely in the movie. And they made the hyenas a little more confusing than they needed to be. They got rid of the Ed, and Eddie aspect of them, of just being the Three Stooges, and made it like some sort of like clan thing. And it's just fine. I don't get... It's one of those things where it's like, I don't get why you needed to change this. It's a change. I don't think it adds anything. The iconic elephant skull in the elephant graveyard does not exist. I can't wait... Okay. So this is kind of... I guess the right word would be epitome. Just an epitome of how bland the creative ideology of this movie was. You know, I Can't Wait to Be King. Probably one of the best songs, easily the most musical song in the movie, in the production itself as an IP. They messed it up spectacularly by not having... And this was an issue Dumbo had a little bit as well, which also, funny enough, came out the same year. And funny enough, the baby elephant model that was in this movie was better than the one in Dumbo. Let alone the fact that, yeah, like Dumbo... I'll go off on a small tangent. Dumbo in the Tim Burton movie is stylized and stuff. He still looks fundamentally worse in like a polygon fidelity kind of graphics way than the baby elephant that's in this movie, which looks normal, but it clearly looks like there was even more effort put into its model design when it was like a throwaway character for a minute in this song. So, I Can't Wait to Be King is supposed to be highly surreal and interesting and fantastical and such because it's all in Simba's imagination and stuff, and Nala's imagination.
You Lord Sakai?
No, hold on a second, my man. I'm talking Disney. Like we do as men. So, they got rid of any sort of imagination and literally just had the CGI lions. And that's the thing, this is all computer animation. You can be weird with it. You can have fun with it. These movies really, really seem to have an issue with understanding in themselves that they are still technically animation, and you can do weird shit with that. And they choose intentionally not to create some sort of faux live action thing when it's still just cartoons in a way. That's kind of the weird part that is just like, who's directing these? They have no vision, no creativity. They're not using the medium. They're using it to just make a BBC documentary using fake animals. So, I Can't Wait to Be King, I wrote down. I Can't Wait to Be King segment does nothing creative and is just a BBC Nature music video. That is really what it is. It's just the CGI lion cubs running around a prairie in the savannah, singing the song. The kids try their best to sing the song. They're not great at singing. I could tell the mixers at Disney had to kind of do some auto-tuning and some slight fixing on them to get them to sound decent. It still sounds kind of eh. A lot of the singing just in general in this movie is not really great. The intro song is great. The outro song is great. A lot of the actor singing is fine, I will call it. Even the adults who are singing in this, they sing kind of fine. They went for more of like an R&B kind of radio music tone for this instead of something a little more Afrobeat, which is a little generic in my opinion as a decision. There's even an R&B music soundtrack piece that is not sung by the characters that happens when Simba runs through the desert when he's running back after he leaves the jungle. And I was like, huh, they could have put in an Afrobeat song here and that would have been more appropriate, and honestly, it would have probably sounded a bit better. Contextually, it just would have been a better choice. But no, they went for some sort of R&B pop piece, and I was like, okay, that's weird. It works fine enough, but it's not the greatest choice you could have made for your multi-million-dollar Lion King product that you're putting out. But yeah, so I Can't Wait to Be King. It's fine in the sense that it's like, yeah, it's the song. It's not well done. There's no imagination throughout all this, even though you can get weird with it if you want. The same way in Dumbo, there's no weird psychedelic elephant scene. And it's like, you can be weird if you want. It's all computer-generated imagery. You can have fun with it. You don't just have to animate some bubbles flying through the air in the shape of elephants, and you don't have to just animate some lions running through a pond with, like, hippos and giraffes in it while they're singing, and it's just so lazy. I'm sad. It's just like, I'm thinking, like, if I were the director and I had the budget with that, and I know most of these directors just pocket the budget for themselves because that's what they're getting paid, but man, you could have done something with this, and you chose not to. You chose to make the driest remake out of any of these. It's the most inoffensive out of any of these movies, I think. Lion King is the most inoffensive. But because of how lacking in vision and imagination and creativity in anything, the script, the visual direction, the voice actors don't really have much of a direction. Like, I think I brought it up briefly, but I forgot about it. The Scar throwing Mufasa off the cliff, he straight up says, "Scar!" He says it, like, slightly scared. He got decked. He got decked by one of those wildebeests in the movie. It was like, oh, that looked like it hurt. And then he climbs up the hill to get away from all that after he rescues Simba. And he, like, kind of... he's never in a panic. Mufasa's not in a panic like he is in the original movie. where he's like, Scar! Brother! Help me! It's nothing like that in this movie. It's just like, Scar, help me. I was shocked at the line delivery of the help me. It was like I was like, wow, nothing, no emotion at all, unfazed at anything that just happened to this character, and he's just like, help me. And he's just like, long live the king. And he just tosses him off the fucking cliff, and it's so bad. It was shockingly bad. I'm just like, wow, even the voice actors had nothing to go off of with this. The cinematography was bad too. I know this is just a full-on Lion King review, but it's just like, the cinematography is entirely lockdown shots, and the majority of the cinematography in this movie is lockdown shots and panning shots. So it's almost like a Marvel kind of movie where you just have like either a straight shot at the character while they're talking or doing something, or it snaps back and forth flatly against a bunch of characters in a scene, or you have a slightly moving or rotating camera around a character like they do in most of the Marvel movies have a consistent panning shot happening through a lot of the scenes in each of the movies. So it's the laziest cinematography you can have that still makes it look like something is vaguely happening to the viewer and them not think about it. So the majority of the movie is shot like that. I was paying attention to that whole sequence in the gorge with the wildebeest and such specifically because of how important of a scene it is. But also I'm like, okay, you have these animals who can't really emote or express physically what's going on, and the voice acting is not keeping up with, like, making anything on equal level here. That scene has a lot of facial expressions and a lot of colored emotion through the lighting. None of that lighting exists. None of it happens. It all just looks like it's out in the middle of the day. So I was paying attention to the emoting, and I'm just like, okay, so they made a new scene at the beginning of that sequence where Scar is... the reason in the original movie, he brought him down here to show him something cool with his dad or something. And in this one, he brought him down there to teach him how to roar. And they build that up with a little pre-scene of him roaring, and you can hear it echo through the canyon, which kind of destroys the original movie's aspect of Simba accidentally roaring and realizing what he has done. To him, he didn't really do it, but in his mind, he caused the wildebeest event to happen by doing that. By having that roar echo, he looks around and they do a snap zoom in on him in the original cartoon. They do that whoosh in on his face. That's called a snap zoom. They do a snap zoom in on his face and his shocked expression of fear and terror at realizing what's going on. By adding that Scar scene in this movie, this remake, I realized that they were going to probably remove that snap zoom in that moment entirely because they can't really emote with the lion faces that look real like this. And they did. I called it. They did do that. They removed it so that when the wildebeest he still does the roar against the chameleon and such, and the wildebeest still come down, but it's more just like he stands there for a moment, looks up, and then just starts running away. He doesn't emote anywhere at all about that happening. He doesn't have any profound... There's no cinema, as the kids call it. There's no moment where the character has like some sort of internal thought thing that you just see and you feel it with them and all that. That none of that happens. It's just really bland and shockingly bland. I'm running out of air. This is where last time I was talking about how I'm normally pretty good about moderate. I'm pretty bad about moderating my air when I'm monologuing. This is that sequence where I'm just like, talk a lot. Big air gasp. Okay. So, yeah, so the cinematography's not good in this movie. Funny enough, though, they did the Scar throw, killing Mufasa, and the ADR voice acting for that was so bad. Even when he was falling down and going, ah, it was almost like a YouTuber did it. I was very shocked with that. It was pathetic. And then, right after Mufasa gets thrown off and dies, they do a snap zoom. It's the only cinematography moment in the whole movie. They do a snap zoom on Simba hiding in the cliff screaming, "No!" as he watches Mufasa fall and die. That is the only moment where the cinematographer had a moment to actually do anything. And it's funny because it just looks like a baby lion, you know, like, "Rah, rah." It just looks like that, but they ADR in the kid voice actor screaming "no" over it. So added with the snap zoom after such a poor performance with Scar Mufasa is the only moment in this whole movie where I actually just physically laughed. It was so ridiculous. Jon Favreau, what are you doing? It's so bad. I don't recommend it. I'm putting Lion King below Aladdin because Aladdin actually had me not mesmerized but interested in, like, okay, there's enough different in Aladdin's remake script that made me interested, and the cinematography is better. There's more fun in the movie, weird enough. There's more fun in the Aladdin remake, and the actors seem to have a funner time. Aladdin just really felt like a dry by committee movie. So the script in Lion King, I will say, is better, but that's just because it's a soulless version of the original Lion King, pretty much verbatim. The Aladdin script is worse, but I want to say the Aladdin movie is better just because it had more imagination, more thought put into it, more fun. The actors had more fun. And it's still a bad movie. It is still a very bad movie, but it was better than The Lion King. It just was.
Oh, their camp.
That's right, Sensei.
Sakai.
Right, back to Ghost of Tsushima.
Is all this Tomoe's work?
She and her Mongols have been busy. A woman here named Ran knows where to find her.
Lead the way.
Also, if you hear fireworks in the background, people might be setting those off in celebration of the new year. People do that around here, so if you hear any weird booms or pops, or if I react to any booms or pops.
She's lucky to be alive.
Everyone with her was killed.
Why can't I get on this horse? Won't let me onto the horse.
Is your name Ran?
Yes, my lords.
The Mongols who did this to you, they were led by one of our own.
Tomoe, I'll never forget that face. She used to ride with a group of thieves who lived here.
That's not possible. Tomoe is from Umugi Prefecture.
She found her way here. Her bow terrorized Utsuna for years. People used to say she could knock a falcon from the sky, blindfolded.
This camp you found, where is it?
The forest southwest of here. Between the river and the western shore.
Damn her. The lessons I taught her. The secrets I shared. All wasted. You old fool. Why does she lie to me?
Tomoe never told you any of that.
Before we fought, I offered to adopt Tomoe as my daughter. Make her samurai.
For someone like her, that's quite a change in fortune.
And I took it away.
Because she's a hired killer.
Because her sensei failed her. She fell back into the life she knew.
It's one thing to wreck your chance at a better life, but to terrorize your own people.
I am aware, Sakai.
Are you? Can I count on you to do what needs to be done?
We have a camp to find.
Keep it together, man.
It takes more lives.
And yes, now that I've seen this live-action Lion King remake, I will eventually see the Mufasa movie.
Tomoe fell back to a place she knows.
I don't expect it to be
There's the Mongol
good.
Empire on the side.
I really don't expect it to be good. If the Lion King remake is bad, the Mufasa movie has to be terrible. Okay?
What if we did? And Tomoe abandoned them all.
I am aware that the Mufasa movie has financially suffered quite a bit compared to the third Sonic movie. So, to me that says enough of like, oh, people aren't even going to see this thing. When this gets on Disney Plus, I'm going to watch it and just have a regretful time.
Mongol cause.
If she was willing to fight back against the Mongols, we could use that.
That would be useful. Until the moment she put an arrow in your back.
The woman we spoke to said Tomoe terrorized people here. It must have been years ago. Tomoe would have been young.
In her teens. And holding her own among bandits.
Difficult for someone twice her age. And you never suspected anything.
When she began her study with me, she hid a small blade in her sleeve. And she secretly hoarded food.
I can see how you could overlook those signs.
There were others. I wanted to make her my heir so badly. I blinded myself to the truth. The camp should be nearby.
Perfect terrain for archers lying in wait.
Keep your eyes open. Dismount here. Stay low and find a good place to scout the camp. Up here.
We've seen this before.
What do you see?
Japanese arrows.
Of course.
Bodies used for archery practice.
Tomoe's signature. Shut this camp down. Keep your eyes open for Tomoe.
Ready when you are, Sensei.
I'll stay hidden until you strike.
I rarely get those jump strikes in, so that's pretty good. Ooh, nice.
She was seen here recently.
Look around.
The camera is very close on Jin for some reason. Yeah, this camera is like way too close on Jin. Okay, I don't see anything there. It's kind of hard to see.
Sensei,
Could be Tomoe.
The sensei and the ghost. I'm getting tired of you two.
your archers are dead. It's over. Ambush.
Go after Tomoe. I'll hold these fools off.
Run, run, run as fast as you can.
It's one way.
Keep telling yourself that.
Tomoe, you're gonna have to pay for all you've done here in Tsushima. Come on.
Go, Tomoe.
Just slow down. We'll have a talk. We'll get you some ice cream. You need to relax.
Where's she going? Tomoe.
She's gonna jump. No.
So you're old Sakai, the sensei's new pet.
And you're a gifted archer who had a chance at a better life and threw it away.
Is that what he told you?
Tomoe, why are we talking?
So I can warn you to watch your back. My sensei tried to kill me. He'll try the same with you.
Thanks for the warning, but I'm here to end this.
It's already over. I have nothing. No one.
Put the bow down, Tomoe.
Yep.
Has she lost her mind? No sign of her. I should tell Sensei Ishikawa.
We almost had her. Maybe someday. I don't know. I don't honestly remember if we fight her or not. Or if it's something Ishikawa does, or if she died just there. I don't remember. It's been 4 years.
Sakai, what happened?
Tomoe could have killed me, but she didn't.
You let her get away.
She jumped off a cliff. I saw her.
You saw what she wanted you to.
She sounded desperate.
She is, because of us.
Why does she think you'll turn on me?
She doesn't. She's trying to drive a wedge between us. And it's working.
No, it's not.
Good. But the next time you wonder if I can do what's needed, ask yourself first.
Tomoe isn't finished yet. I guess she'll go north to curry favor with the Mongols.
We'll find her.
I feel like if Jin had an Instagram page in the present day, he would just post images of like these of end quest pictures of him with his horse. Most of the time, it's always the end of the quest always has him just standing or sleeping or anything next to his horse. So I'm just like, you would go on his Instagram page and it would just be pages on pages of just him and his horse. I don't know. To me, that's kind of a funny idea. I hate Instagram with a passion, but I'm just like, you know, if Jin was on social media, I think that's kind of how it would look for his accounts.
Show me your skill.
Got some random straw hats. There goes one. There goes two. And there goes three. Right, so what are we up to next? There's nothing really down here. We don't really have any more side quests with any of the other side characters. So I think we're going to continue the main campaign then. Right, so this is when Jin goes back to his house. We haven't done this yet.
No sign of Mongols. Where is it?
Yuriko! You're still alive! It's been 4 years.
You were dead.
I came as soon as I could. It's good to see you, Yuriko.
You look tired. Are you hungry?
Not now, thank you. The Khan's army must have marched past here. Have you had any trouble?
A few bandits. Nothing I can't take care of.
I've come for my father's... my armor.
You refused to wear it at Komoda Beach.
A lot has changed since then.
I hid it somewhere safe. Come this way. These old bones.
The funniest part about this whole game, I think, is just how terrifying of a person Yuriko is. When you, as her side story expands and continues, the more we learn just how kind of frankly fucked up she is. She does some terrifying stuff with poison, which becomes extremely awesome for us as weapons. But learning what she knows in the process of getting these skills is like, oh, this is terrifying. I love it.
I'll get Taichi to help me fetch it. He's at the cemetery,
What's he doing there?
tending the grounds, gathering plants for my poisons.
I immediately, as soon after I say that, I was like, oh, that's a hint for what's to come.
Keeps vermin out of our food stores.
Yeah,
I'm glad
and
you're not alone.
you use it on people, and it does terrifying things.
Alive. The Mongols captured him at Komoda, but we freed him.
Others survived. And they're helping you?
A few. Lady Masako.
Good. She's been fighting alongside the boys since she was knee-high.
You'll have to tell me more about that someday.
I'm not entirely sure on this, but I think this kind of marks like the halfway point of the game. At least the story mode.
Years. Does he still act like he's the only one who knows how to do things?
Half the time he's right, but his aim is unmatched.
He would certainly agree.
Lord Sakai, you're back.
I wish I could stay, but I hear you're taking good care of Yuriko.
You've got that backwards, my lord.
Taichi, help me get the Sakai armor.
Go. I should pay my respects.
Right, we're gonna have a flashback with Jin here. So, spoilers, because this is also a spoiler run of the game. Because if you want to watch a non-spoiler run of the game, go back and watch my PlayStation 4 playthrough from 4 years ago. It's all right. The visual fidelity was a bit of an issue back then because there was some technical weird stuff. But this version looks way cleaner, both on my end and on the recording end. But yeah, the final, I won't entirely spoil it, I guess. The final fight that happens in this little cemetery plaza was insane 4 years ago. I'm not looking forward to this fight for this playthrough either.
fought hard to return home. This old tree lives on.
The armor's inside, my lord.
Thank you, Taichi.
Jin, help me. Your death benefits all beings.
Right.
Young master?
Are you alright?
Yes, just lightheaded. For a moment, I thought you looked...
Face us, coward!
Get inside.
Right, we're not really going to be wearing this armor that much.
Come here and fight!
I already have my set of armor that I prefer Jin to wear. Which we've been wearing this whole time, so...
Yuriko!
Pathetic. Can this be... It could possibly be hue changed. I don't know. I'm probably just going to stick with my standard armor that I always wear as Jin. This is just how Jin looks to me. So it's like with Geralt. I've said this a couple times in the past, but it's like with Geralt in the Witcher series. It's kind of like how I dress Arthur in Red Dead 2. It's just like I have a set look that I like my character to look as. So to me, this is Jin.
Lord Sakai,
Are you alright?
you butchered them. Is Yarikawa giving us trouble again?
The Yarikawa rebellion was 20 years ago. Those men were with the Mongols.
Of course. Seeing you like that, I'm still shaken up. I need to catch my breath.
By the lake. Your favorite tree.
Yes. Come.
You
said earlier you've been making poisons.
You know, it's funny. There's in these literal past 2 scenes alone of voice acting from these characters in this game is more personality. Purple burglar alarm for a second there. Than in the entirety of the Lion King movie.
Sit with me a moment.
Purple burglar alarm?
Poison has never been the Sakai way.
No Sakai had to fight the Mongol Empire. I need every weapon we have. Tsushima can't afford anything less.
The Mongols have changed you, young master.
The world has changed.
My mother taught me about plants that heal, others that harm, even kill. But they must be consumed. How will you poison the invaders?
A blowgun and darts. I've read of their use by a Genji warrior who studied with monks from the west. Will you help me?
Promise me you'll remain the good man I know.
I promise.
I've looked after your every need since your mother carried you. I won't stop now.
All I need is something to make a blowgun.
Used to be a lot of reeds on the other side of the lake, where the old fishermen lived. Remember? You and your little friend gathered them to make little boats.
Ryuzo and I, we spent all day reenacting the Battle of Dannoura.
Be careful, Jin. I've seen fires over there at night. Not sure who it is.
Don't worry, I'll be back soon with reeds.
Go get your reeds.
Travel to the old fisherman's house. I mean, it must be over here. Yeah, there's guys. I see there's guys over here. Bandits.
Send your best warrior.
Killing you will only bring me glory.
Was right. The old fisherman's home has been taken over by bandits. I'll get these to you.
Oh, there is someone alive. Oh, there's two. Oh, all three of these guys are alive. Nice. Let me siphon your energy. Hey there. Don't worry. You'll be part of me soon enough. Thank you. Right, so. Man, what a dump. I always love how Jin's place looks. Ooh, we can go to this little island and get a Sashimono banner. Yeah, his town always is one of the nicer looking places in the whole game, in my opinion.
Alone in the world.
Right, I forgot Yuriko's having, like, dementia. I forgot that was a part of her. I remember her being crazy with poison and that she dies at the end of her story, but I forgot about the dementia thing.
Excuse me, young master. You caught me thinking about Lord Sakai.
I try not to do that.
He loved you in his way.
Enough of the past. We have a blowgun and darts. All I need now is the poison.
Of course, young master. Come with me. I have
Right.
a small camp where I gather plants and herbs for ointments.
Yeah, so throughout the stories, even so far, the poison plants have been available to... Well, they've been on the overworld, we just haven't been able to grab them. They're normally in kind of open areas, like big fields.
It's nice to ride with you again.
You and Lord Shimura taught me to ride. On that runt pony.
You sat so tall and straight in your little saddle. Like you were the shogun himself. Oh no, little Jin.
What's so funny?
I just remembered it was out here you nearly killed your uncle.
What?
You were 3 or 4. The poor man was trying to teach you how to hold your wooden kodachi. You wanted to chase butterflies.
I know the story. My uncle's black eye took weeks to heal.
Lord Shimura and your father laughed so hard, I fear they'd both choke to death.
I don't remember my father's laugh.
He lost his humor after your mother got sick. But you have your father's laugh. Here we are.
Right, this is where we get to see just how terrifying the poison and stuff is.
Foraging for plants. I'll look for the flowers we need.
Rest, Yuriko.
They're right here.
Don't eat the seeds, they're poisonous.
I'm not a child, Yuriko.
Oh,
No, let me eat them. They taste delicious. Oh, I feel numb.
remember how
Yuriko, what's happening?
Shall raise them for
I'm
the
morbing.
home.
Oh!
that should be enough. Bring them to me, young master.
Right.
Your plan-
Yeah, so now we get to see...
We extract the seeds, crush them, make a paste, and dip the needles.
Make sure the dose is strong.
It should do what you need. It's done.
This is a longer mission than I remember it being.
He came this way. The old woman has a camp around here somewhere.
Listen. Someone's coming.
Stay there, Yuriko.
I don't know who that voice actor for one of the Straw Hats was, but he sounded like someone from One
Poison
Piece.
works.
He will regret what he did to Sadame and the others.
I just want his head. And the price that goes with it. How much farther? It's around here somewhere.
This guy.
Let me get my bearings.
Hurry up. I don't want to lose him.
Yeah, one of those guys sounds like someone from One Piece. Yeah. I remember why it's so terrifying. You shoot the dart, they start convulsing in a seizure, and they cough up profuse, like a fountain, amounts of blood. And they just keep having a seizure. It's amazing and terrifying. It is such a good weapon. Oh, this poor bastard. I still feel sad for him 4 years later. Just like, oh, that's unfortunate, man. What a way to die.
Are you hurt, young master?
No, but that guy sure is.
Don't worry. I dealt with them.
Sometimes I forget you're a grown man.
I forget sometimes too. We should get back to the estate.
I'll stay. I need to straighten the place up.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Hush! You are not a child, and I'm old enough to take care of myself.
What other kinds of poison can you make?
Always so impatient. There is another. It causes confusion and rage. But the ingredients... what were they?
Try to remember. It sounds useful.
You get a trophy for that. Yeah, I got a trophy for making a guy go into a seizure and coughing up blood. Lovely. Thank you, PlayStation. I really should use these technique points.
What were they? Red leaves? No, it has petals. Ah, a flower. No, not that. Oh, mother, I wish you were here.
Oil, rope, bombs. I don't know, the way she was saying that just reminded me of Morshu.
Would you like something to eat?
I'm fine, Yuriko. I just need the poison. You are trying to remember the ingredients.
They were flowers. You remember them, don't you? The ones I planted at your family cemetery.
I remember washing the graves. Father made me hold buckets of water from the lake.
He knew it would make you strong and teach you to respect your ancestors. Don't you remember the flowers, Jin?
Spider lilies.
That's right.
Speaking of PlayStation, I did get one video game for Christmas. Astrobot for the PlayStation 5.
You can craft a poison that makes
I'm aware it got Game of the Year last year. I've seen a few playthroughs of the game. I will eventually play it.
Just make it strong enough to work on men.
And I like the game. I haven't played it myself, but I've seen 2 playthroughs of it, and I thoroughly will probably enjoy the game a lot.
This part of the forest. I was here when I was a child.
When I do get to it, will I do a full playthrough of it? I don't know. I still need to finish Mario Odyssey, which I started last year. Well, actually, I started technically now 2 years ago. I started that in December of 23.
She was gone.
So, I need to finish Mario Odyssey at some point this year. I would like to play some Astrobot. I don't know if I'd play through the whole thing or not.
Angry at himself for failing to protect you.
But we will see. It is something on the docket.
And he was never more worried than the sleepless nights he spent searching for his only son. Not much farther to the cemetery. I wonder what your father would make of the ghost.
He would disapprove, like my uncle.
Don't be so sure. They argued often. Kazumasa thought your uncle too rigid, willfully blind to possibilities. Kazumasa had imagination.
Imagination? My father?
You're like him in more ways than you know.
I was gonna say, the music that plays when the Mongols are around is
Stay here.
going on, so something was up. What a heck of a location to do a standoff on. Hey Jin, can you stop being on fire? Thank you. It sounded like you just said samurai bullshit. Double swordsman, I don't have room to dodge you. Thank you. We need to get off of this rock. I don't have a whole lot of mobility here.
Did you drive them off?
Yeah. I had to use up my poison, though. I didn't really care to do that. Oh, wait. I hear a cricket? Nice. Cricket.
Yes. It's safe to look for the spider lilies.
Why would we look for them here?
Isn't this where you used to plant them?
Oh. No, not here.
What?
It's been so long. They're in another cemetery.
Oh, God.
Your great aunt's branch of the family. It's not far.
All right.
Yuriko, do you remember I was 5 or 6? I had a nightmare about this forest. A fight.
It wasn't a nightmare. I told you it was to keep you calm.
That was real? I remember men shouting.
Our retinue was returning home late one night. We were ambushed by Ronin.
The Ronin must have been dangerous. My father's samurai were frightened.
Not of the Ronin. Of Kazumasa.
Of my father? Why?
He and his samurai drove the Ronin off. But Kazumasa pursued them on foot. You could hear their screams.
I assume this is supposed to be a slow walking scene with the horses and such, but jumping ahead actually does speed up Yuriko on foot. So, this is working. Speedrunner tactics, yeah!
Do you recognize this lake?
We used to meditate here.
Okay, I'm kind of done with the
All you
jumping.
fidget.
You told me to pretend I was a rock, and all I wanted was to swim.
The view's much better from the shore. Join me, young master. These old bones need a rest. This time you'll have to keep me from fidgeting. Some of my favorite memories happened at this lake.
Stopping a child's fidgeting?
Your mother and I would come here when she was pregnant with you.
We should keep moving.
A grown man, and you still can barely sit still.
We can meditate again. After the war.
Yes, young master.
How much you bet there's gonna be a fight really soon now?
Cemetery isn't far.
Feels much closer when you're not carrying water.
How could they?
They may break stone, but they cannot erase the memory of these warriors.
Please gather the spider leaves. I can't bear to look.
My aunt Matsu would weep at the condition of this place. Most of these warriors fell in the rebellion at Yarikawa. They deserve better than this. This is all I could find.
It is enough to make the poison, but I don't want our time to end.
The Shimura Cemetery isn't far.
With a view of the waterfall. Let's go, my lord.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something about, like, Yuriko having some weird, like, not, like, feelings for Jin, but because he's the son of Lord Sakai, she's having, like, flashback feelings of sorts for him through his son or something like that. It's something weird like that. I don't remember entirely that, but I do remember there's like a vague... There's a very vague thing like that.
Did I? You ride with your father's...
See, it's stuff like this. It's like, but it gets like a little bit more, like, she remembers him and she wants to, like, kiss him or something, I think, at one point, and that's kind of like the peak of it. I don't remember when that is.
Careful. Straw hats ahead.
Wait, I can mix the new poison for you.
Regardless, it's a little weird.
How does it work?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. You see, this is where Yuriko just is one of the most amusing characters in this game, alongside like Kenji, where she's like, she masks her full-on batshit craziness, and it's amazing.
This madness. They'll turn on each other like wild beasts.
Good.
I love watching that.
The poison is finished. Take it. I'll stay here.
Alright, so Riverside Farm, we've already liberated this place, but I guess this is another way to liberate this place, if you haven't done so already. Because it's making us come back here to do this. Man... Well, we're out of it, so I guess... Do we go back to Yuriko to get some more? No? Okay. Where can I get more? Because I shot it at them and it didn't affect them at all. Oh, there we go.
But we must set an example for our people by remaining true to our code and to ourselves.
The poison's just for now. After the Mongols are gone, I won't need it.
Right.
I'm not your enemy. Hey, quit it. Stop that.
Yeah, the darts are some of... They are... I'm glad they kept them towards the middle of the game, at least, because they are one of the most fun weapons to use in the game. You just get to kind of be a jerk to everybody that you're fighting, if you're being sneaky. They also make it so that they're not the easiest and common thing to get. They're kind of like the black powder bombs and stuff, where you have to... They actually make... It's kind of more restrictive than the black powder bombs and stuff, because you can only get them from the plants that are in very specific locations throughout the world. So if you just don't have them, like, you can't get them off weapon stands, or I don't believe you can get, like, darts off of NPCs, because that's the thing, is like, that this is a technique and technically technology that the Mongols and Straw Hats don't have to fight with. They eventually get, like, scared because of it, I think, in the story, or some of the side stories or something. Yeah, that's something that towards the climax of the main campaign, they try to come up with their own, they're trying to, like, learn the ways of the poison or something like that. Or they do figure out about the poison, and they make their own and such, and we have to stop them from using it. That's like a plot point, I believe.
Draw your blades!
Can't see, can't see. Alright, who's next? Come on. Come on. Is that everyone? I think. There's someone down there. I think that's just Yuriko. I'm just looking for materials. I could go for another hallucination dot, but... There it is. I see one. Thank you. I think I can do one more mission after this.
I thought we rid ourselves of those bandits.
Not bandits. Straw hats. Ryuzo's men.
Where did that young man go wrong?
I ask myself that all the time.
He was hanging out with the wrong people.
I'm worried about the Shimura cemetery, my lord.
This is a... Yeah, Yuriko's missions are very long. I forgot about that.
Are you tired, Yuriko?
No, Lord Sakai. This is the best day I've had since our afternoon at Lake Omi.
I don't remember that. You are sure that was me?
It was so long ago. You must have forgotten.
Yuriko's horse seems to not be very happy. It keeps whinnying.
The war hasn't touched this place.
Yuriko, where are you? Oh, you're over there. Okay.
Do you remember, young master? We pay our respects to the Shimura warriors buried here, then spend the afternoon writing poems.
I remember, Yuriko.
Let's write one now.
endlessly flowing water. Life blossoms and fades.
Well said, my lord. The proud do not endure. The greatest of us fall in the end.
We should return to Omi.
I'll stay a while.
I know better than to argue.
Good. You learned something today. Kazumasa used to say Lord Shimura was too concerned with that castle.
The strongest point on the island.
He equated strength with the huge, the immovable, like a mountain.
Yet a point. Doubt and indecision have destroyed armies. In the midst of battle, true leaders must stay rooted, stand firm.
But look at that waterfall. All that immovable rock yields to water. The strength we need is all around us. I have one more place I would like to visit now. When you're ready.
Looks like the last mission we're doing today is going to be the other Yuriko mission that we have, then. I guess today's just a Yuriko day. I didn't expect that. New Year's Day is Yuriko Day.
Lord Sakai.
Oh, is this like the actual end of her story thing? I thought she, like, helped us in the north and stuff, too.
Excuse me. The cold wind is getting to me.
Yuriko, you're not well.
Nonsense.
Let me take you to Akashima. They can treat you.
We have to visit someplace special.
Where?
It's not far. After that, I promise we will see your healers.
Fine. But if you start feeling worse, we go straight to Akashima.
Of course, my lord. Always so stern.
She's losing it. She's losing her marbles. Right, so, I don't remember this last mission. Off the top of my head, I don't, so.
You cannot tell me?
I won't have to.
Get on your horse.
Let's see if you can keep up.
Careful, Yuriko.
Right, so where are we going?
Do you know where we are?
There's an onsen around here, isn't there?
There it is. Shall we take a closer look?
We're not gonna take a bath with you, lady.
Isn't it beautiful?
Very. Why are we here?
Are you upset? I hope it's not wrong of us to come.
I don't understand.
It's so painful to see you weighed down by sadness with Lady Sakai and the little one.
Yuriko, Are you alright?
It's nothing. I just felt a little faint.
When did you last eat?
Yeah, this...
Yesterday, I think.
Wait here. I'll find us something.
I'm not a child.
Please, Yuriko. Rest here a moment.
As you wish. Since you ask so sweetly.
Yeah, this is where things just, like,
I'll be back soon.
her dementia's getting to her, and she's, like, fantasizing that she's with Lord Sakai. Not Jin, his dad. So this is very weird. And, kinda sad? It's weird and sad.
A boar.
Right, so get him, get that one, and get that one. If I can hit it. Thank you. Now we have a whole feast.
I'll bring this to Yuriko. Make her eat a little. Yuriko! Yuriko! Her horse isn't here. She rode off.
Wait. Oh, it's that way, okay. So she went back. Wait, does it want me to be on foot? Okay, they went this way. Yeah, I think the game wants me to be on foot.
Powder. Herbs. She came this way.
Okay, but where...
Yuriko's horse. She can't be far.
Where is she? Is she in the woods? Or is she up at the shrine? Is this her? Horse, did you see what happened? Also, once again, the camera just feels like it's way too close to Jin. I guess she went into the woods? What are you doing? What are you doing out here?
Yuriko, are you hurt?
No. I was just... I got lost.
Where were you going?
I saw my mother. She waved but kept walking. I had to catch up.
I'm bringing you home.
No. My mother. I have to make an offering.
You do not.
Please. For all the times I've done as you asked. Come with me. Let me pay respects to my mother.
All right. But don't push yourself.
Thank you. mother would take me on long walks in these hills and teach me about the plants.
Maybe that's why you saw her.
This is a happy game about happiness and magic and whimsy.
They're almost there.
Meanwhile, we're trying to help this dying woman talk to her, pay respects to her dead mother as she loses her mind.
A cemetery.
My family is here.
It's got a good vantage point.
Oh, Kazumasa. That night, you brought little Jin to me. And he was so sick after all that time in the forest. We had already lost Lady Sakai. Kazumasa, are you listening?
I'm listening.
I made him drink that remedy my mother taught me. We sat by his side, though.
I just want to interrupt this sad cinematic moment. As with other open-world adventure games like this, be it Witcher, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I will point out specifically, and Red Dead 2 and such, the protagonist, the writers know when they write a story like this, how to write your character. You may as well say she's kind of gone right now. So having Jin right in that moment acknowledge, like, yes, I am Kazumasa. He is his father right now. That is such an important and mindful thing. Instead of writing Jin be like, what are you talking about? Huh? What's going like the fact that Jin has caught on to all this and peacefully accepts that as paying respect to this person's state of mind right now is great writing. I just want to point that out. This happens in Valhalla, this happens in Witcher. It's just a very, very smart, mindful thing.
All night, you held my hand. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
That night, I was so scared, so sad for little Jin. But I was so happy. Does that make me a bad person?
No.
When he recovered, when you taught me how to ride, the day we rode to the onset, the sunset was red and full.
That was what?
The best day of my life. It's dark, Kazumasa. Tell me what you see.
I can see all the way to Yarikawa.
I remember the war. A tragedy for all the clans,
good people remain there. Castle Kaneda.
I wish you weren't there so often.
Why do you say that?
You have many responsibilities. I am grateful for the time we share, but I always want more.
There's the temple in Kushi. You can see the pagoda.
Every new year, I pray there for you, and little Jin, and my family.
Jin is lucky you take such good care of him. Now tell me what you see. Yuriko? Rest, Yuriko. The strength we need is all around us. The mighty fall at last, to be no more than dust before the wind.
Yeah, that was well written. I got a little tear in my eye. I wanted to take that in. That was incredibly well done. Whew, this is a sad game. Oof. It's so good. It is so beautiful. It is thoughtful. It is sad. Yeah, man. I didn't want to say much of anything in that. Right, that might be it for today then. So we end on quite a sad note there. But that, yeah, I don't remember Yuriko's story being, like, her missions were long, and I see now why. It's because she only had, like, really 3 of them. But I remember her being more present throughout the story. Maybe when I played on the PS4, I didn't do all the missions in, like, one go. So they lasted throughout the gameplay a bit longer. But, yeah, that was a very good sequence of stories. I think we're going to do one more thing today, and I think that's going to be this duel. Just to kind of cap things off a little bit more energetic and dynamic than what we just had.
Lord Saka, thanks for coming.
Duel under falling water. It's just his day job. This is just what he does. thought I dodged him there. Once again, I thought I dodged him there. This guy's pretty good, but not good enough. I think that's where we're gonna end it today. So, thank you for watching. The Yuriko story was like, it's very good. She's a great character. Very, very sad ending. Very good ending in a writing story sense. But yeah, I have things to do. I hope you have a good new year, at least at the start of this new year. And we'll continue with more Ghost of Tsushima in the future. More other games. Maybe I'll pop in Astrobot, give that a try. Get my impressions of it. See what it's about entirely from like my perspective. And yeah, it's a new year. New stuff. New and old things to do. So, have a good night. And thank you for watching.